Hey guys, Derek here from NapLab. The Habitat Furnishings Ascend Air mattress is an adjustable mattress that uses foam and a dual air chamber support system. Firmness is adjustable with the ability to range from very soft to medium firm. In addition, the mattress foundation is split, which allows the mattress to have varying firmnesses on each side of the mattress. In our performance test, I experienced excellent cooling, deep sinkage, very high motion transfer, extremely fast response time, moderate bounce, excellent edge support, excellent sex performance, excellent pressure relief, and exceptionally low off-gassing. For couples with different firmness needs or preferences, the Ascend Air mattress is a great option. Scores for the Habitat Furnishing Ascend Air were good in every category except motion transfer, where it scored a 7.8 out of 10. Beyond that, response time and off-gassing scored perfect 10s, while cooling, edge support, sex, and pressure relief stayed in the high 9s. Company scored a 9.3, giving the Ascend Air an overall score of 9.43 out of 10. The Habitat Furnishings Ascend Air has an adjustable level of firmness. Scale ranges from 0 up to 50. During performance test, I tested several firmness levels. Using our standard firmness scale, I found a level 0 to be equivalent to a 3.5 out of 10 on the firmness scale. At level 0, I experienced a lot of sinkage and it really lacked the feeling of adequate support. A level 10 on the Ascend Air was equivalent to a 4 out of 10 on our firmness scale. Similar to level 0, this firmness was just too soft and I experienced a lot of sinkage and insufficient support. I found a level 15 to be a 4.5 out of 10 on the firmness scale. This is the least firm feeling that I still feel a reasonable level of support. However, I would not recommend it for sleepers over 200 pounds. If you're looking for the softest feel that will be supportive enough for most body types, level 25 is a good place to start. This was around a 5 out of 10 on the NapLab firmness scale. Moving along, we tested level 35 and found it to be a 5.5 out of 10 on the firmness scale. Level 40 was a 6 out of 10, and 50 was closer to a 6.5 out of 10. Even at the firmest setting on the Ascend Air, I would not call this a firm mattress. What's great about the Habitat Furnishings Ascend Air is the adjustable firmness. Using the dual air chamber support system, it can range from very soft to medium firm. In addition, it has a split foundation, so each side can have different firmness levels. Furthermore, it has a fast response time, so you won't feel stuck as you move around on the mattress. The Ascend Air mattress comes with both a 2-inch layer of natural latex and a 2-inch layer of gel memory foam. These foam layers can be configured so that either is on top, further increasing the adjustability of the mattress. With that said, there are a few things to consider. The Habitat Furnishings Ascend Air has high levels of motion transfer and low levels of bounce. Low bounce is mostly preferential, but it can negatively impact sex performance. Additionally, the softer firmness levels tend to lack support and have deeper sinkage. For most body types and sleeping positions, I would not advise going below a 25 out of 50 on the adjustable firmness remote, which is equivalent to a 5 out of 10 on the firmness scale, giving it a medium soft feel. Your body weight and sleeping position impact the types of mattress that are best able to support you. Our analysis is designed to help match the correct mattress to the right body types and sleeping positions. Support on the Habitat Furnishings Ascend mattress was great. During my test, I felt well supported in all sleeping positions. Notably, support on the Ascend mattress is dynamic. You can increase or decrease the level of firmness using the cordless remote. Heavier weight sleepers should use a firmness rating in the 40 to 50 range. Lightweight sleepers may prefer a rating in the 15 to 35 range. Stomach and back sleepers will need something in the 35 to 50 range. Ultimately, the adjustability is a major advantage as it allows you to get a more precise level of support that's tuned specifically to your needs and desires. Moreover, if you sleep with a partner, you can both individually control your side of the mattress. Overall, I'm exceedingly pleased with the support dynamic on the Ascend mattress. There's ample support for all body types and sleeping positions. My only word of caution is for those sleepers who are looking for a soft mattress. While the Ascend mattress can drop to a very soft to soft rating, I would not recommend it. At this firmness level, it simply does not have sufficient support. You'll end up with deep sinkage in the middle and a significant lack of support. The Ascend mattress is at its best when you keep the firmness range between a medium soft and a slightly firm feel. Anything softer than a medium soft and you end up missing out on support. Next up, we're going to move on to our individual performance tests. At NapLab, we test each mattress by analyzing according to 10 different factors that impact the feel, comfort, and performance. According to Habitat Furnishings, the vast majority of all sleepers will use a firmness in the 40 to 50 range. All of our tests that follow utilize a firmness rating of 40 unless otherwise indicated. In addition, the Ascend Air mattress comes with 2 foam layers, a layer of gel memory foam and a layer of natural latex. You can position either layer to be the top layer. In our test, we place the latex layer on top with gel memory foam in the core. The layering creates better cooling and a more generalizing contouring hug. Placing the memory foam layer on top would decrease cooling performance slightly, but create a more dramatic contouring hug. First up, we have our cooling test. To measure cooling, we lie on the mattress for 15 minutes, allowing it to absorb body heat. Then, we get off the mattress and take measurements of the surface level temperature. Cooling performance of the Habitat Furnishings Ascend Air mattress was excellent. While there was a slight level of heat retention, it wasn't significant. What little notable heat retention there was not localized around any particular part of my body, but instead well dispersed across my body where it contacted the mattress. The Ascend Air mattress can be configured with a layer of latex or memory foam on top. We tested the latex as the top layer, which has less heat retention compared to memory foam and many other types of poly foam. The Ascend Air uses a thick 2-inch quilted cover on top for immediate softness. That cover seemed to do a good job at remaining breathable throughout our test. Objectively speaking, we measured a maximum temperature of 88.1 degrees Fahrenheit. This is 1.6 degrees less than the average max surface level temperature, which is 89.7 degrees Fahrenheit, based on all of our tests to date. The max temperature difference is significant. A max temp of 88.1 degrees means the Ascend Air starts considerably cooler than most others we've tested. If we examine the design of the mattress, we can see why. The mattress uses a 2-inch quilted cover, 2 inches of natural latex, and 2 inches of memory foam. However, the support layer is a thin rubber bladder of adjustable air. That air layer isn't going to absorb heat the same way an all-foam layer will. As a result, there is physically less material to absorb and retain heat compared to many other mattress types. Heat dissipation on the Ascend was good as well, with a decline of 3.8 degrees from minutes 0 to 1. This is about average compared to all of our mattress tests to date for minutes 0 to 1. All things considered, I'm pleased with the cooling performance of the Ascend Air. I expect most sleepers will find it cool enough to be comfortable. For the Sinkage Test, we lie on the mattress. In addition, we use a 12-pound medicine ball to test pressure point sinkage. In our pressure point test, we measured a sinkage depth of 2.35 inches. The Ascend Air mattress has 0.12 inches more sinkage than the average based on all of our tests to date. However, it's important to remember that the sinkage depth will vary based on the firmness setting. All of our tests are based on a firmness of 40. A lower firmness rating means more sinkage, and a higher firmness rating means less sinkage. Even with latex layer on top, there was a fairly dramatic contouring hug. The 2-inch quilted cover more precisely conforms to the exact shape of your body. Even with the latex layer between the quilted cover and memory foam, there is a significant level of hug. Some will love that feeling, others may not. Even at a 50 out of 50 setting on the remote, the hugging contour is still moderate. To test motion transfer, we place one 12-pound medicine ball on one side of the mattress and drop another 12-pound medicine ball on the opposite side. In addition, we use an accelerometer to measure the motion generated by the drop. Motion transfer on the Ascend Air mattress is very high. In our test, we measured an acceleration range of 13.96 meters per second squared. This is 135% more motion transfer than the average based on all of our tests to date. On average, we see acceleration at 5.90 meters per second squared. As with many of our tests, the variable firmness may change performance. I would expect the motion to be slightly less the softer the mattress is. At a firmness of 40 out of 50, there is quite a solid level of support and pushback. That pushback, especially from highly pressurized air, creates this high level of motion. Looking at our motion transfer chart, which visualizes the accelerometer data, we can see a huge motion peak at 0.06 seconds. A high level of motion persists up until 0.63 seconds before returning to near zero levels by 0.91 seconds. The lowest motion transfer mattresses are able to disperse all motion within 0.3 seconds. As a result, Ascend Air lags behind considerably in terms of motion duration and motion intensity. If you or your partner are easily disturbed by motion during the night, you may want to consider a different mattress. To test response time, we place a 12-pound medicine ball on the mattress. Once it is fully at rest, we then quickly remove it and demonstrate the amount of time it takes for the mattress to recover and resume its original shape. The Habitat Furnishings Ascend Air has an extremely fast response time. In our test, we measured a mostly recovered response time of 0.2 seconds and a full material recovery of 0.4 seconds. This is very nearly tied with the fastest responding mattresses we've tested to date, which are 0.2 seconds to mostly recover and 0.3 seconds to fully recover. On average, based on all of our mattress tests to date, we see mattresses mostly recover in 0.52 seconds and fully recover by 0.93 seconds. The Ascend Air mattress is considerably better than the average. By any standard, it has a very fast material response time that will help to make it easy to move around on the mattress and prevent any type of stuck feeling. To run the bounce test, we drop a 12-pound medicine ball on the mattress. We measure the maximum depth the ball sinks to before rebounding up, as well as the maximum height it achieved on the bounce. There is a moderate level of bounce on the Ascend mattress. In our test, we measured 8.24 inches of total bounce height. This is slightly less bounce than the average of 9.34 inches based on all of our tests to date. I like to see bounce levels in the 8 to 12 inch range. This is enough to help make it easy to move around on and improve sex, but not so much so as to introduce new issues. The Ascend is on the lower end of the ideal range, so it won't be amazing for sex. For an assessment of edge support, I lie on and sit on the edge of the mattress to measure the level of support and compression. Edge support on the Ascend mattress is a bit of a mixed bag. Sitting edge support is excellent, but lying edge support leaves much to be desired. In our sitting edge support test, we measured 3.75 inches of sinkage at the edge. This is excellent support. On average, based on all of our tests to date, we see 4.64 inches of sitting compression. Anything less than 4.0 inches would be considered excellent. As a result, the Ascend Air is fantastic when it comes to sitting edge support. However, when I tested lying edge support, I did not feel well supported. While lying directly on the edge of the mattress, there is a sensation of being rolled off the mattress and a basic lack of support. If we look at the design of the mattress, this makes sense. You have 6 inches of comfort material on top of an adjustable bladder, which in itself isn't problematic. However, to contain the bladder, we have fairly basic foam rails. It's those basic polyfoam rails that are responsible for most of the edge support. The design of those rails being more or less disconnected from the mattress means you end up with a level of lying edge support that isn't tremendously robust. The softer the firmness setting, the worse the edge support will be. As a result, you really need to have your body positioned directly over the adjustable air bladder, which is several inches from the edge, to achieve an appropriate level of support. Our sex rating formula looks at 5 different factors weighted based on their importance. We use the scores from other factors plugged into the formula to derive a sex score for each mattress. For the Habitat Ascend Air mattress, these individual factors generated a sex score of 9.6. This mattress has moderate levels of bounce. For good sex, I generally like to see a little bit of a higher bounce level. Sitting edge support really helps this mattress in the sex category. While edges aren't amazing for sleeping, for sex, lovers will typically utilize a wide enough section of the edge to receive better support. Increasing the firmness to a maximum 50 out of 50 on the remote will further help to improve sex performance, since the mattress will be able to provide more pushback. The material components, quality, and comfort layer thickness are all critical factors to pressure relief. Other factors that further affect pressure relief are body weight, body type, and sleeping position. Pressure relief on the Ascend Air mattress is excellent. In our test, I felt plenty of pressure relief and comfort in all sleeping positions. The Ascend really has a lot going for it in terms of pressure relief. We have a 2-inch quilted cover, 2-inch latex layer, and 2-inch gel memory foam layer. Those 6 inches of comfort material alone will be sufficient to create ample comfort. When you couple those layers with the adjustable firmness of the air bladder, you have a more precise level of comfort control. Some sleepers feel better pressure relief with very little sinkage, while others need lots of sinkage. The Habitat Furnishings Ascend Air mattress gives you that control. The robust 6-inch comfort layer and adjustable air bladder give me great confidence in the pressure relieving ability for all types of sleepers and all body weights. To evaluate off-gassing, we monitor the mattress following initial unboxing, taking a subjective measurement of any strong lingering smells. This mattress uses both latex and gel foam, so there probably was a smell at some point. However, Habitat Furnishings may have allowed the foams to fully off-gas in their factory before shipping out. In any case, by the time the mattress arrived here, there was no smell. As a company, the terms and conditions of Habitat Furnishings are good overall, with one caveat. The mattress comes with a 90-night trial period and a lifetime warranty. Shipping is free. However, returns cost $99. I'm not thrilled with any return costs, but $99 isn't crazy. I would recommend the Habitat Furnishings Ascend Air for sleepers who are looking for a mattress with adjustable firmness for both sides. Due to the dual air chamber system and a split frame, both sides of the mattress can be given a different feel. This ranges from a very soft to a medium firm. In addition, the mattress scored well in most of our categories, most notably showing an incredibly quick response time. If you and your partner have different firmness requirements, the Ascend Air is a great option. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Comments and questions, please drop us those notes down below. If you're interested in buying the Ascend Air, we've got a link in the description. For more from NapLab, be sure to get subscribed, ring that bell, and visit us over at naplab.com. As always, thank you so much for watching. I cannot stop using the word robust in the script, evidently.
No, there's a lot of
like
robust.
4 times.
So robust.
It's just a robust mattress, Dan.
You needed more robust vocabulary.
Evidently.